Well, it's been on since I posted a video on the 52. I got about 500-ish miles on it. I haven't driven it a whole lot. I've been working. And one of the issues I keep fighting on this car, and I think I finally figured it out, is the steering is so sensitive on it that it's kind of hard to drive on the interstate or speeds up around 70, 75. So I pulled my power steering pump bracket assembly out and pulled the valve assembly out of the back, and I figured out that these LS pumps, without modifying this, are around 1350 psi. The car has a Mustang 2 rack, and they like 2 gallons per minute, and the LS pump is around 3. So I ordered a shim kit from Borgeson, which you loosen this bolt right here and you put shims in right here to lower the actual line pressure on the pump, which will give you back a little heavier steering wheel. So according to all the research I've done online, if you put all 5 shims in this valve assembly, it'll drop the pump pressure down to about 850, 800, which is what I need, because the steering on it's kind of scary, but not really. I just didn't want it to feel loose, because it feels like it has a crap ton of backlash in the gear, which it doesn't. So if you guys are putting a Mustang 2 rack in with either a small block Chevy, big block Chevy LS, you're running a Saginaw pump, and you notice your steering is super sensitive, that is why. Because I've had it aligned 3 times thinking it was a tow issue, and it's not. And the best alignment specs that I have found are for a 76 Mustang 2. It drives really nice on those front end specs. I tried a 79, which I know is a similar body, and then I tried a early 80s G-body car, and tow on it, just looking at it in a parking lot, didn't look right. So currently it has a 76 Mustang 2 front end alignment specs on it. It has a heights kit in it, but I don't know, I never compared the heights chart to the actual Mustang 2 chart to see if they're similar. I know the guys at Big O didn't appreciate the heights alignment chart, so I told them to go off of the 76, which they have in their computer. No one aligns stuff based off their brain anymore. They got to use a computer. So 500 miles on it. Car's holding up great. I've had to tighten, of course, suspension components and cross members, whatnot here and there. Other than that, no issues. It is an LS2, so it's still a 5.7. I didn't bore it. And with that Summit 8707 cam, my injectors are about 80% right now, so they're almost maxed out wide open. And I was actually thinking of putting an 8708 cam in it, because I'd like a little more lope out of it. Maybe a winter project, who knows. Once I get the steering fixed, I'll go from there. But I never did get the cruise hooked up on it, just because I don't know where to put the switches. I was trying to keep the dash as stock looking as possible. Oh, I have the battery disconnected, so the light isn't working. But with a 3500 stall in the summertime, tranny runs about 190, 200 degrees, so it stays pretty cool. It does have a big tranny cooler under it, so it has a 195 thermostat in it, and I was really debating of throwing a 180 in it. It'll run about 215, 220 at a light, idling on a 90, 100 degree day. So that's maybe another winter project. I've tried to answer all your guys' questions on wheel tire combo, differential. I think that's it, man. None of my exhaust is cracked, broke. All of my welds I've done on my headers are still holding up. I will say that a 102 millimeter throttle body, they're pretty loud on an idle when it's cold, but once it warms up, you don't really hear it. Let's see, what else was there? Oh, master cylinder. This is my second one from CPP. The one that I put on the car I could never get the brakes to bleed, and so I ordered another one and tore it apart and had it powder coated and put it back together. It worked great. So the other one I have is up here on the shelf in a box, and pulled it out, and one of the seals has a tear in it from them assembling it. So word for the wise, just be careful, because I fought it for a week thinking it was something I did with calipers or something, but it turned out to be the master cylinder. So that's where I'm at. You guys can pick my brain on anything. I'm not the best interior guru. Pretty handy with a motor, trans, differential, things like that. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, and I will do my best to answer them, because I know when I first started this project, it was so hard finding information on just the biggest thing I thought was exhaust headers, and come to find out I had to build my own, even with a Flaming River steering column in here. So there's 3 sets of headers into one. No exhaust leaks, knock on wood. Harness has been good so far. I've been fighting a knock sensor sensitivity issue, because they were in the center of the block and I moved them to the exterior like a LS3 style. So the tuner keeps fighting the sensitivity issues, and it will kick on a check engine light for knock sensors. So that is my only check engine light so far, and the car is heavy. I know it has a lot of sound mat in it, which added some weight to it, but I was actually surprised at the weight of the car. I don't know why I was, but and no water leaks, nothing. She's good. So if you guys have any questions, let me know. I'd like to help you out. See ya.